to the next topic, and I was watching this on Sports Center. Now, I mean, of course, Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith were going in on Conor McGregor and possibly entertaining the idea of a. I mean, well, basically, I'm going to get to the point because Floyd, it's no secret that Floyd Mayweather he's been hinting and teasing about coming out of retirement for his 50th fight and saying that, and social media saying that Conor McGregor could be a possible opponent for him. But just to get to the chase, should we, sports fans, MMA fans, boxing fans, fans of combat sports, should we even entertain the idea of a Mayweather-McGregor boxing match?
To quote a man you just mentioned, I believe this was Stephen A. Smith who said it, but how long did it take for a match to be made between Floyd and Pacquiao?
7 years.
7 damn years. So Dana White's he's come out and said several times he has not heard from Floyd yet in regards to this, but Floyd would need to contact him to actually orchestrate it. He's not going to go directly to Conor and say, let's just go fight in the streets. They got to go about it the right way. So I don't think we should actually entertain the idea of this hype right now. It's a fun thought. Yeah. I do think Mayweather wins in just a straight up boxing match. I think I got to roll with money all day on that. Yeah. Because I've seen Conor just pure boxing and he's not on Mayweather's level. MMA, different story. But in a sanctioned boxing match, should something like that go down, Floyd all day, easily.
Yeah, and here's the thing, though. I mean, because Floyd's been in the game for about, going on 17 years now. I mean, he's built himself a brand, he's got himself a name, and I mean, at this point in his career, I mean, of course, I mean, he doesn't really have that many options. I mean, of course, I mean, he has options as far as who would fight him. I mean, because come on, I mean, the man at least is going to rake in an eight figure payday. Am I right? I mean, hell, I mean, if you put me in a boxing gym and give me a pair of boxing gloves, give me 3 months of training, I'll fight Floyd's ass myself.
Yeah, I will literally do that. Easily.
Yeah, but but back on a serious note, I mean, Floyd has options. I mean, like, he can pretty much just, pick it. He can pretty much go to any guy and just, choose who to fight. I mean, the thing is,
right?
Why Conor? Why him?
Well, because you got to think Floyd is a straight up businessman above all. I mean, you can talk about his inability to read or all that stuff, but that man knows how to make money. So when you're taking the hottest star in the UFC, because there's been the MMA versus boxing debate for a long time now, and now Conor's trying to make it MMA versus WWE, waging war on those guys, but before Conor, the biggest superstar where even casual fans and people who don't care for MMA, the superstar was Ronda Rousey. And her and Mayweather were talking, well, she was talking shit about him, but obviously you couldn't make that fight. So you got this guy, this trash-talking Irishman, who has the whole country flying to Vegas to see him fight and hold those flags up. You got the chance to make a match between him and the arguably, the best, the greatest boxer of all time. I mean, that's a whole nother debate in itself, but I mean, the financially, the record, the reputation. So I can't see any other fight being made, even if it was just, somebody else who's a top tier boxer right now that could bring in the kind of money that a Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor super fight could bring in. That's going to pick, man, I can't think of how many generations are going to be well fed off of the money that Floyd would make off of that fight. His children's going to be eating off of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way I see it, Yeah. He's only going for the money, and he's got no reason to go for fights just to shut up boxing fans. I mean, he's retired now, so obviously if he's gonna do anything, he wants to know that this is about to get me paid, like record-setting numbers.
Yeah, and but shoot, I mean, you're right about that. I mean, but the thing is, that's a positive and a negative. I mean, because besides the 8-9 figure payday, I mean, neither one of them really have anything to gain. I mean, of course, there's people who want to take that O off of Floyd's record. But I mean, but the thing is,
Yeah.
like I said, he doesn't really have too many options as far as who's on his level as far as professional boxing. I mean, because anybody who's between the age of 25 and 30 who just now got into boxing, who are on the professional level, those guys don't have the experience. Floyd tries to go.
Right.
He goes up in weight. Those guys are too slow. Can't hit him. He goes down in weight. Those guys, he slaps those guys around because they don't have the power to hurt him. So Floyd doesn't really have a lot of options. So I can kind of see why people will want to, take that route.
It's another good point, and something you mentioned there about his record. The possibility of putting an L on his record. This one, if that fight was made, it would probably be considered an exhibition, so it might not even go on his record. I mean, as far as his professional boxing record, it won't go on Conor's MMA record. This is just strictly just up in the air, let's make money and get drunk and watch this shit kind of fight.
Right.
A dream fight, if you will. But I can't help but get over the fact that it's one of those things where if Conor loses, people are going to bitch because they're going to say, oh, well, this is an MMA, so they're boxing. He's an MMA fighter, and Floyd's obviously going to win. And if Floyd loses, well, I don't think he's not going to lose in a boxing match. But then you're going to have people say, well, why not put him in the octagon? But he's a boxer. Like, he's not going to be in there throwing head kicks and stuff. So somebody's going to have to be out of their element here.
Yeah.
And it's looking like it's going to be Conor. Now, Conor's going to talk shit and say, well, I can do what he does and, make it sound like it's nothing. So does this really, would that fight even solve the debate as far as, the boxing versus MMA thing anyway? Like, who's gaining anything here besides them getting a fat check? Because that's all they want.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we can entertain the idea, all day. But of course, I mean, I think from now until the end of time, boxing versus MMA debate is always going to be off the question because, I mean, there's weight divisions for a reason. There's different sports divisions, but basically, what we're trying to say here, for the audience, what we're trying to say is stay in your lane. We can't make it any more simple than that. We can't make it any more simple than that. Stay in your lane. Conor, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Mixed martial artist. Floyd, stay in your lane and be a professional boxer. I mean, like I said, there's really nothing out there for you as far as competition because all the other guys are either too young, too old, or too small. That's pretty much on. And Conor,
just stay retired, Floyd.
Exactly.
just stay retired. You made your money, man. Just chill.
Exactly. And Conor, let me get on him, but like Conor, he's still young. He's 28 years old, so he has a few years left in the tank for him. So it's nothing for him to stay in his lane. I mean, he can jump from 145 to 160 and everything, and also that kind of raises the question too. If it was an exhibition boxing match, would it be at a catch weight? Because I think that Floyd. I think that if Floyd and Conor were to box, because they're both about 5'8", 5'9". I think 154, like the junior middleweight class for boxing, I think it'd be perfect for him. Like around 155, I think 155, 160, that'll probably be reasonable for them. But other than that,
it would have to be catchweight, yeah, definitely. So, I mean, again, if that were to happen, but like you said, man, stay in your lane because Conor, I mean, every time there's this running joke that every time an MMA fighter has some shit to say about what they'll do to Floyd Mayweather, they end up losing.
Floyd Mayweather
Ronda was an example. Conor got choked out. So I mean, a lot of people just need to do what they do. I mean, Conor has a lot that he needs to do left in MMA before he even, to me, can be considered like one of the greatest of all time. You got to defend your belt at least once before you talk about super fights with non-MMA fighters. So it's another reason why I wasn't entertaining it.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, it sounds good. I mean, and it looks good on paper, but other than that, I'd really have to, it'd have to be something spectacular for me to even entertain the idea or even, want to get any hype behind seeing that fight. But anyway, closing thoughts?
Well, again, we already talked about UFC 202 this weekend. Hell of a card. I can't wait to talk and then review that once that goes down. we pretty much covered all the major points on both of those topics that I have. But again, War Diaz. I just want Nate Diaz to do at least one Stockton slap in that fight, get that open hand slap on Conor. And then, I want to just clarify, I've got nothing against Conor McGregor. I'm a fan. I've been a fan of the Diaz brothers longer, but I'm definitely a fan of Conor because, again, anybody who brings attention to a sport you love, and then they're backing up their talk. I got nothing but respect for that. You say you're gonna knock the fool out in one round, and you go out there and do it, my man. I'm with you.
Yeah.
So, but he needs that ass whooped so he can go fight in his own division, and then we'll go from there. What about you?
Yeah, but I'm gonna stick with my bold prediction and say, Conor in the first round, by TKO stoppage. But like I said, regardless of whether Conor, if Conor really does lose this fight, that goes back to the main point of what I'm saying in both fights. I think, people just need to be satisfied with their lane and stay in their lane. Conor, don't try to be too big for your britches because you will get hurt. Don't try to step outside your lane or you will get hurt badly. So, I said, I like Conor too. Conor's, he's fun to watch. He's one of the best guys from the new up-and-coming generation because come on, Silva's not going to be around forever. John Jones is cutting up.
Nope.
Anthony Rumble Johnson's not going to be around forever. Bisping's won't be around forever. A lot of guys we grew up watching, like Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, Vanderlei Silva, a lot of those guys are old.
Those guys are pretty much dead, Speaking of Rumble, you just brought up Rumble, and he fights this weekend, too, on the co-main event. He's 32, I think. He said he doesn't really want to fight past the age of 34, 34, 30. He just said that this week. He says he's got other shit he's trying to do. He's not trying to get punched in his face for the rest of his life, so... A lot of guys are getting that mentality, man. They're seeing how these older fighters are starting to get fucked up late in their career. Anderson Silva hasn't won a fight since 2012, I think. 2012, 2013. It's been because the fight he won against Nick Diaz was a no contest because he tested positive for some shit. So, then John Jones again keeps getting in trouble, even though they said this time he's supposed to be okay, but we'll wait and see. So, yep, that lane, stay in it. You said it best, man, and you're usually good with your predictions, so you got me nervous now. If he gets out of that first round, I'm gonna do a fist pump and see if my prediction's on point.
All right. Anyway, that's done it for the sports podcast. All right, tell them who you are and where to find you.
Oh, yeah. So my name is E, and you can find me. You can just look me up on YouTube, CaliKidE, or follow me on Twitter at EZDelFresco. That's capital E, capital Z, DELFRESCO all together. And they already know where to find you, man.
So, all right. Anyway, thank you for listening to the podcast. Good to have you as a guest. I'll see you guys next time.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Peace.